EastEnders boss Teases character return. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Who can it be? It's me. I've returned from America. It's me. I'm the character that's returning. Spoilers. But yeah, this is actually about like which character is going to return. Another speculation video. Who can it be? Because it's a character we apparently aren't going to be disappointed by. Things I wish.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. Look, I mean, obviously it's a soap boss, and they're doing their thing, right? They're doing their thing. All right, it's the BAFTAs. They got an award at the BAFTAs for like, they got a very like unique award. I don't think it was like a normal one. It was like a special like best long running drama. It's like, oh yeah, great. Because so many other things are up in contention for that. But, it's still a big thing. And obviously, at these press events, there's always typically some soap-based newspapers, or not newspapers, but like people with soap interest, and they go, oh, so what's coming up for this? And they obviously go, oh, well, it's going to be really exciting, but you're just going to have to wait and see, which is basically slang for please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. But yeah, it's always fun when this sort of thing happens. And this is also pretty exciting with hot off the presses of this new, like, obviously Ben Wadey's coming in. Now we're starting to get a bit more information about who's staying, who's leaving, with obviously the Stacey news that we had as Piggy was on a plane, deep into a plane ride.
Actually, I was in the airport and I got like Wi-Fi, and then I read it and I went, oh, well, that's going to be interesting.
One thing I found kind of funny is people have been, because obviously we're just going to talk about that news for a split second, just so Piggy can get his thoughts out. But like, people are coping. She's gone. She's leaving. She's not. This isn't maternity leave. She's gone. She's not staying. She's leaving. Like, let's have that fully known. Stacey's gone at when she leaves. Obviously, she'll come back eventually. It is Stacey Slater, but it's not just a maternity leave stint. This is a permanent exit for now.
Yeah.
But people are absolutely coping. They're like, no, she'll be back after maternity leave. She will eventually, but not yet. She's fuming about them killing off Martin, isn't she? That's the whole point of this.
You know what's ironic? You know what's ironic? All three of Martin's lovers are all got in the same year. You have Sonia, the original one, Stacey, the more James Martin or James Boy Martin lover.
Yeah.
And then obviously Ruby, which is not really important. It's just like, why? It's weird because it's like, oh, Stacey, you can carry Martin's grief with you, and then it's like, well, lads, you see that front door? I'm gone out of it now. See ya.
Yeah, like it's some big news though, and it's a big thing. Obviously, Ben Wadey probably didn't want that to happen, but let's be honest. The whole point of that thing was, Stacey's just another kid. Like Lacey Turner's just another kid. Like, you let her be a mum. And also, they did just kill off one of her best friends. one of her best friends who was on the show, and they had this great partnership for years. She's probably a little bit disenfranchised with EastEnders right now.
It's
or disenchanted, either or.
It's an interesting kind of because I'm thinking about how do you realistically do it, because you're building up Lily as the next, I don't want to say next Daisy Slater, but the next Slater woman. But now you have her mother leaving. Do you kind of let her leave as well, or do you awkwardly just go, I'm staying with Gran, you can go? And she takes actually little kids. It's just, I don't know how you kind of plan this, but it kind of works. Does that make sense? Because I'm kind of thinking about, Jean can stay, obviously, because Jean's in her 60s. But, like, Lily's 12, and, like, shouldn't she be going with her mom? Or she's 15 now. And I'm like, this is a very awkward exit, because how do you do this correctly without going, yeah, I'm just leaving, and Jean, you're getting all the kids. See ya.
Yeah, so it's definitely, like, they're definitely going to have to rebuild the Slaters in some way. Especially because they've been pretty undervalued under this recent time with the show. Like, Kat and Alfie done nothing. Jean's got on her storylines, but she's also just been a bit of a cow for the most part. She's not had a like yearly. She's not had a like every couple of years. Here's the big Jean like storyline that reminds everybody that she's actually really good. Big Mo, obviously she's not getting a big storyline, is she? And then you know you have Freddie, who has not really been given any big storylines since he left for Strictly. And then Eve's obviously off doing stuff with Sookie. One thing I'm pretty sad news. I don't know why this has just become a general news video. Heather Pierce, who plays Eve, revealed that she was diagnosed with breast cancer, has been going through cancer treatment.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, and apparently, and she posted a video where she explained that, like, yeah, she has been wearing wigs. And then, because there are a bunch of people who are like, oh, is she wearing a wig? Everything looks so weird. And now she's went, guys, I have breast cancer. Like, so, you know, hopefully the treatment goes well. And it was also because she was from what she said, she was diagnosed in October. And she still filmed all the Christmas and the wedding stuff at New Year. Like, absolute trooper. So
Yeah.
all the best for Heather Pierce. But for this video,
Also,
that we've
you
not
forgot
really
one
talked
more.
about.
You forgot one more news that I'll let you just talk about very quickly involving Lauren, if you don't mind. You just.
Oh yeah, so EastEnders has revealed that Lauren's baby Johnny will be diagnosed with a severe visual impairment. So he's gonna have struggle seeing. And they dropped this news, this news dropped the same time as the Stacey stuff, so it kind of got really, in comparison, not to be harsh, but in comparison to Stacey Slater, a lot of the attention was a little bit dragged away. But it just goes, yeah, he'll be diagnosed as a severe visual impairment. Notice that he doesn't really struggles to see things. The press release doesn't really say too much, but it's just people get a little bit worried. Everybody gets a little bit worried, and then they go through it. And they've been working with the Royal National Institute of Blind People, so just the old classic. It's a good issue to dictate, and one that's going to be important. And honestly, we don't really have any. I mean, we don't. They have severe visual impairment, so we don't really have many like disabled characters, at least visually represented, right? We don't really have. I don't even remember the last blind character who was on soap.
Ian Beale. He wears glasses.
What? That doesn't mean he's blind.
It technically means he has short vision, doesn't it?
Yeah, but terrible. But yeah, like like we had stuff with like hearing issues. We had Frankie Carter, who was deaf and had a cochlear implant. Did she have a cochlear implant, or at least it was Ben had the cochlear implant? I have to not verbalize any of this stuff. It's a struggle. So if I've said any bad words, I do apologize. But yeah, it's important one to tell. I'm gonna be pretty interested to see how it shapes up, and this is a very different story from what people instead of going to like a very normal like postpartum psychosis, dealing with a child like struggling. That's an interesting pivot. So yeah, there we are.
Yeah. And I guess now it's time for the news that you're all here for. That you didn't really want, but we're gonna give it to you. So the article is now up on your screens. EastEnders boss Teases character return. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I initially misread that, obviously, and I said I think you're going to be disappointed. like the prepare
hell of a press release, guys. Don't worry, this twist, shit. It's like yeah, woo, yeah.
Man, I really would.
Guys, don't worry, this is going to be the most underwhelming return you've ever seen.
I know they'll never do it, but I would really love what's the guy I'm thinking of? Sonia's brother, what's his name? Robbie motherfucking Jackson. Like the hype up, like this return will shock you. It's the most underwhelming return, and then it's just like he slowly walks in. It's like Robbie Jackson. Crowd goes mild. I know they'll never do it, but it would be funny if they had like a very underwhelming return once, just like that no one wants. EastEnders boss Kate Oates teased the return for a mystery character.
Obviously she was previously executive producer during that like 2019 to 2022.
Yeah, she was
so
shit.
She maybe took over in 2018. She had that awful, I'm gonna call it coalition. She had that awful partnership with John Sen during that 2019 to like 2022 period. I don't know why. I don't know why like executive producers of soaps just get fucking thrown about. Like it's really incestuous in a way. Because like, what are you doing? Well, I worked on Emmerdale, and then I became series producer of Emmerdale, and then I left Emmerdale, and I became executive producer of fucking Coronation Street. And then I probably went to fucking Hollyoaks, and then suddenly I'm EastEnders. It's like, what the why? Why is it just the same person? It's why Chris Crenshaw was a really big shock, because he had no real track record. I guess he did Doctors or whatever, but yeah.
He just showed up. They were hiring one day, and he just showed up. The award comes at EastEnders boss Kate Oates has teased a return for a mystery character. The BBC Soap added another award to its collection tonight after winning Best Soap and continuing drama at the BAFTA TV Awards. Do you know that?
So I highly doubt much else was up for that award, guys. We've won the best podcast with an English and Irish host in soap. So, yeah. Woo.
Do you know what it'd be like?
Obviously, it's a big deal. It is a BAFTA still, but you know.
They'd already be like doing if like in the Oscars or something similar in America. It was like, and the award for longest running adult animated show goes to The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Like, The Simpsons is the only one that can take the award. Until Family Guy beats it in about 50 years after 5 cancellations.
After everybody's dead.
Yeah, exactly. Just Seth MacFarlane crawling over the dead bodies, just like
the world's in pieces, and somehow Family Guy's still going.
Just like TNA wrestling. The award comes after the show's 40th anniversary celebrations, which saw a number of legendary characters returning to the square. Yep. Fans were treated to
Sorry, it's just mental. Legendary returns. Many legendary returns. Grant Mitchell, yeah. Angie Watts, yeah. Vicky Fowler, Mickey Miller, Gary Hobbs and Minty. Legendary returns, guys. Legends are back.
I want to do this. Like, I want to do this professionally.
It's like in wrestling where they say a legend's going to appear, and it's like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, fucking hell!
I want to do this like a crowd, right? Where
guys, do you want Angie Watts? Yeah. Robbie Jackson. No.
Wait, so I want you to be the crowd, and I'm gonna read these names out. Are you ready?
I've already done this bit, mate.
Oh, no, fair enough.
I just did this bit 2 seconds ago.
You ruined my bit. Following tonight's win, Oates BBC head of continuing drama ended another reprisal role from an EastEnders icon remained tight-lipped about who it could be. If you like a return, I don't think you're going to be disappointed, because it's not even confirmed. It's potentially on the cards. This is like saying your dad potentially will show up.
This is the most ridiculous fucking statement ever. Well, if you like a return, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Because hypothetically, if I wasn't the EastEnders, if I wasn't BBC head of long continuing drama, and I didn't have the position I had, I wouldn't be able to tell this, but this isn't coming from me. There may be a slight chance that there may be a potential return in a hypothetical scenario. It's like, fucking great. Well, there is a return coming, isn't there?
But
fucking, you don't have to protect it, of course. And you can always say there's going to be a return. It's EastEnders. It's any soap. Fucking hell.
I want to read. It's like, if you like a return, I don't think you're going to be disappointed because it's potentially one of the cards. It's
You
like,
fucking know there is.
It's like at a kid's party. It's like Spider-Man is potentially going to appear, guys. He's potentially going to appear. Your dad is potentially coming back, Ash. Get excited.
Oh, he's not back, guys. He's not back.
It's not your dad, but you know who it is? It's your great aunt John.
To be fair, they should have taken this approach when they brought back Shirley, or at least said they were going to. As there may potentially be a Shirley return. Didn't happen.
Oates went on to tease some really, really big stuff coming up for the sub's key characters.
God, fuck this interview, man. What's the point?
Hold on.
Guys, all I'm saying is there may be some potentially really big stuff coming up on a soap.
You ready for this, Ash? You ready for this? Are you ready for this? Like, quote, "We've got some uncharted territory," she said, which, considering we're following on the heels of executive producer Chris Glenshaw, is quite an accolade because he has broken quite a lot of fresh ground.
Yeah, he's done literally everything, hasn't he? What else is fresh? He's done everything he could ever do. Fresh ground. It's a soap, homie. It's a soap. There's not much ground that hasn't been walked on.
I like the photo they use here because they have Nigel like kind of shocked and then just like
he's just doing his normal thing.
Yeah, and then I know it's a Glitshaw instead of Glenshaw. That's his porn name. Glenshaw, who himself returned to EastEnders in 2022, announced his exit from the show last year. He's been succeeded by Channel 4's commissioning executive Ben Whaley. I think the challenge for Ben, who is our new exec, has been to kind of carry on after Chris' success. It's explained. We're really excited for what's to come. There are some really, really big stories coming up, and if it's a return that you're after, then you might be interested in what's on the horizon. This is
I gotta say, before we actually, I know we spent 15 minutes. You're not even touched the speculation yet. This is mental. This is a Watching Walford classic. But fuck, Channel 4 commissioning executive. Fuck me, he better be good. He better be good. What's Channel 4 been commissioning, man? They're just paying for shit from other fucking TVs. Bloody hell, do you want to give 2 more million so we can get the Big Bang Theory again? What the fuck are you on about? What shows are Channel 4 doing that's new? They're just importing all the other shit.
Hold on,
they're not making any new shows.
Oh.
Do you want more Big Bang Theory? Yes, please. What about fucking Sheldon or whatever the fuck that shit show's called?
Young Sheldon.
Fucking taking the piss, man.
But I just want to read this quote.
What's he commissioning?
I just want to read this quote again. Because
more fucking paychecks for everyone else who's already got their money. It's ridiculous.
It's just, this really sounds like, like when a AAA game, like developers, like, this game's going to be the next big game, and then it comes out as a broken mess. I just love, this is exactly what big developers say. We're really excited for what's to come with our new game. There are some really, really big stories coming up in our game. And it's a return that and it's a game you're after, then you might be interested in what's on the horizon. This is going to be the next big game.
Obviously, it's not as bad, but this is like when all of the cast were doing all the interviews ahead of Game of Thrones Season 8. I just went, yeah, there's going to be some really interesting directions the show goes in this season. Yeah. You guys aren't going to know what hits you. And it's like, what? That sounds a bit ominous. No, it'd be great.
But
give me my money now, up front. Obviously, it's not that bad. This is it's a very candid, oh, hey, do you want to give us some news? No. Well, how about you vaguely dance around the topic? Yeah, go on.
But, like, what would you do if, like, the return's not even a character, it's just, like, Wellard?
Well, I'd scream.
It's Hot Lips. Hot Lips is the only character returning. Which is Lady
All
Johnny.
right, so we've stalled enough. This has been 18 minutes.
19
Probably longer. 19 minutes. All right, speculation time. Who's the return?
It's either Shirley or Max. It has to be. Max, because Max makes a lot of sense for the wedding. Because to me, you don't really need Tanya. You don't. Well, you do, but
I'd still do it.
but
You don't need it. I'd take it.
but what I'm saying is, if you're doing a
If they're
wedding,
putting chips on the fry up, I'm not turning it down.
but what I'm saying in a sense is, if you're like, if you can only get one, would you prefer Tanya or Max? He doesn't have to stick around for long. He can literally just show up, do a short stint, and leave. But to me, no, because I know people will be mad, and I don't care that she's in her 60s. To me, he shows up, shags the Cindy Peel Senior, leaves. She's pregnant. He has another child. Let's go.
Christ. I mean, Max is obviously suspect number one. I feel like Max has been suspect number one for a long time, right? He is... There's been so much extra stuff built into the Lauren Cindy stuff, right? There's been so much extra built into it. Lauren Peter, engaged to be married, just had baby Jimmy. The news of baby Jimmy gonna have a severe I forgot what the term was. Having eyesight problems, potentially being blind. A lot of big family stuff. Lauren kind of being a part of the Beals. Obviously, Max, he had for most of the 2010s, he was terrorizing the Beatles. Max basically did kill Stephen, pretty much. Now, I don't know, in some way, somehow Cindy and Max would get together, and then they would reveal, wait, you killed Stephen? Fuck you! And then it just turns into this massive blood feud that I'm all here for.
No,
I did forget about that when I've been saying I want Max and Cindy, but also imagine how insufferable they would be together. Obviously, it wouldn't make much sense, and I've said this on so many different things, but imagine how fucking toxic that would be.
but
Two selfish people who always try to get what they want. Oh, delicious.
But to me, I feel like she finds out with Steven, but it just makes them more, I don't want to say horny. That sounds so wrong. But, it's like, I fucking hate you. Give me your cock now. Just, something like that. I bloody hate
That's
you.
being clipped out of context.
That's a TikTok short. There you go.
But, yeah, no, it's that'll be interesting. Obviously, I mean, if we take Kate Oates in general, she did have a couple favourites, let's be honest. Her favourites were Whitney Dean, Gray Atkins, and Ben Mitchell. And honestly, he is always at possible chance of returning. Let's be honest. It's like Harry Reid. I'm pretty sure he left at didn't he leave at the start of He left at the start of 2017, 28. I think it was 2017. He left in he left in 2018. He left at the very start of 2018. And then he got brought back a year later. He got brought back a year and 3 months later.
Do we think it's Ben Mitchell?
And probably a recast, let's be honest. It's probably a recast. Max Bowden's Ben Mitchell was great, but it came with a lot of baggage, and you do want to, if you do bring back Ben, you want to kind of distance it from the previous version, right? Because ultimately the previous one got axed for a reason, right? He was good, he had a lot of really good stuff, but the writers just couldn't fucking help themselves, and they just kept giving him depressing shit. And what's the actor gonna do, guys? I don't think I should be depressed anymore. You know what happens when you say that? You get Ronnie Mitchelled. You get Ronnie Mitchelled if you say, "Can I stop doing tragic shit?" No, you can't. Now shut the fuck up and cry, bitch.
But on the topic of Ronnie Mitchell, it could be one of the Ronnie sisters.
No, absolutely not.
Oh no, and I know people will be so mad, but it's not even the Mitchell sisters. It's alluded to it is, but it's shit. It's just men in drag, but it's oh yeah, it's Ronnie and Roxy. Don't you worry. But it's very much not. But it's just alluded to. Yeah. Depends what people.
But yeah, honestly, and as for the Ben Mitchell return, I'd still bring back Harry Reid at the end of the day. I'll still do it.
Yeah.
Like Max Bowden, he did good job. Let's be honest, but ultimately, that's not the direction that EastEnders is in right now. And you want to bring back some. I mean, if they wanted to bring him back and they actually changed the direction of the character, sure, I'm down. Let's do it. But they won't. They won't because it's just so easy.
What about the original Ben Mitchell? What about him?
No.
Oh, I'd love the original Ben back.
And in terms of the final one, obviously the final one probably is Shirley. I mean, everybody's crying out for her, right? Everybody is absolutely. They said she was coming back and she never did. And that's messed up. Like, we want Shirley back. Now, admittedly, it's still a bit weird to bring Shirley back because she doesn't really have that much family left on the show anymore. Like, Mick's not there, the Carters aren't really there. You have Johnny, you have Linda, and I guess it would be, honestly, I want to see the back and forth between Elaine and Shirley because they are two completely separate, like, different people, and they would just fucking clash so much. It would be absolutely fantastic.
But I think they'd be like,
And hey, you know, she loves a Baldy. George is right there. Come be with me, George.
but
I watched all your boxing fights.
but I feel
You can be my nightmare, George.
but I feel like they'd just be like Shirley and Tina, where like Elaine and Shirley will just have that dynamic, where they just be like, yeah, they would because they're all opposite
Kind
the
of.
track. But only if Tina was still alive and she actually just left and we finally got a refresh of the character, because that is the best dynamic with Shirley and Tina.
Bring it back with Zaza.
Yeah, but like
Could be the right idea, honestly.
don't you worry, Tina will be back.
A recast Carly Wicks, something like that. I don't know. Something like because you need the family to be behind her. And with the imminent, like, Slaters being really just, like, slim on their feet, Shirley could fit in there as well. Like, it's just there's so much, like, extra formidable stuff. I have no idea why she never returned, despite being announced to. But it's still just, you know, we all collectively love Shirley. And there's so much different angles you could take the character, you know? Like 10, 15 years on, is it finally time for Shirley and Phil to rekindle everything? And this time it's actually not toxic and is actually quite healthy and they're both in much better, relatively in much better places. Like, I think that could easily be the way forward. I know that under Chris Crenshaw, they desperately want it to be like Phil and Sharon, but, you know, Shirley, I don't know. There was just so much, like, untouched potential with Phil and Shirley that they never really delivered on. And it's only really remembered now because that was the time that Phil was on crack. So
I feel like with this Shirley return, it's like when it's not on the same level, but it's like when Fox announced, like, Fox went, we're going to do the Fantastic Four X-Men universe, and obviously you got the shit Fantastic Four 2015, and it's like, oh, the Gambit movie's happening. It's 2018. The Gambit movie is happening. It's 2020. The Gambit movie is happening. Oh, bloody hell, it's cancelled. Like, I feel like they announced it ahead of time, like, oh, Shirley will be back, but they just went, Shirley, are you coming in the door? And Shirley's just like, oh, like a beef. I just like, no, I'm not coming back.
yeah, so it's kind of a unfortunate. I'm pretty sure she showed up on one of the shows that Danny Dyer's on as a mechanic, as an extra. So, you know, maybe she's got a bit of loyalty,
Maybe
like when Dot left the show when Pete got fired.
Did he get fired or did he just leave?
He got axed. He got axed.
But
He got axed and killed off. Despite 2 years earlier, them saying, who would ever kill off Pete Beale? We'd never do that. He's a part of the furniture. Two years later. And he's dead. Oh, great.
But,
in the show.
But, like, yeah, maybe it's just a loyal thing. Maybe Shirley will come back when Danny Dyer eventually wants.
You gotta imagine at some point she is iconic. Like she did earn her stripes.
Maybe
she deserves to have a place if she wants it.
Maybe Aunt Babe, you know.
Cool.
And
like if she wants to come back. Plus, yeah.
But
yeah, I yeah.
To end it off, I know the return everyone wants. Say it with me now. 1, 2, 3. Fat Boy. Fat Boy is officially coming back. He's the big return. But how I do it is, do you know, like, was it Tiffany Mitchell? Where, like, she runs over the Queen Vic and then gets ran over by Frank Butcher. I'd have, I'd have Fat Boy walk out of the tube station holding bags, and then a car just comes speeding and just hits him. Just immediately.
Where's Dot? Where's Dot?
Dot's in the car.
Oh god, I did have an actual interesting idea, but you distracted me with your Fat Boy nonsense. In terms of what? Oh bollocks! It's completely gone. Fuck's sake.
That visual is funny though.
It's all gone. It's all gone. Oh yeah, Tiffany. If you need to rebuild that Slater family. Obviously, Tiffany's not a Slater, but the Slaters and the Butchers are kind of synonymous. You bring back Tiffany, you bring back Keegan. Maybe they've had a kid or two, and you have it be a young new family. In their time away. That's my angle for it. If you want to rebuild the Slaters, perfect time for it. It just depends if the actors want to return. Is all.
And I guess I left this under 2 cameras because this was kind of a
worst comes to worst. Worst comes to worst. You kind of retcon the history that Cindy Jr. and Liam split up, and you bring back original Liam, and you bring back Cindy Jr.
Recast, of course. But I've also left this on 2 cameras.
Unfortunately, probably, yeah.
I've left this on 2 cameras because A, I was lazy, and B, I just thought it'd be, like, a bit different.
He's phoned it in.
I phoned it in, yeah. I'm back from America.
We've only had 1 video to do this week.
It was an 8-hour flight. About 5 hours, actually, but still.
Yeah, and who said they wanted to record today?
Oh, yeah, true. I just wanted to see my old friend. It's been a while. It's been 5 days. It's not been a while. But if you enjoy this video and you want more of this, just let us know down below. This is my only video I'm appearing in, I think, this week. I think.
Yeah.
There's a Gen Z.
And the podcast.
Yeah, there's a Gen Z video. I'm also appearing that. So the 2 Piggy fans out there, you do get your Piggy slop. I appear in 2 videos, this one and the Gen Z one, and obviously the podcast. And in the podcast, I'll probably detail America a bit more. What is it like for an Irishman abroad in a big country where everything is so different, including traffic lights and crossing roads. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. Who do you want to see return? Blah, blah, blah. There we are.
Who do you want to see return? We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.